Hello, welcome to today's Seeds of Generosity. If you're new here, I'm Cassandra Lowry. Welcome. I would love for you to take a look in the description and grab the free PDF there that I have for you. It is a list of items that are fabulous for donating to food pantries, homeless shelters, pregnancy resource centers, those types of things, and other giving missions as well. It will help you to see some of the most needed items that a lot of those places have, give you ideas on how you can practice generosity through serving those in need through that. So look in the description and get that free PDF download and start donating to one of your favorite charities today. We're going to take a look at a verse, as we always do, and then talk about a way that we can practice generosity. So today we're looking at Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. So as those who have been chosen of God, holy and beloved, put on a heart of compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. So today we want to talk about putting on that compassion and that kindness and serving somebody in need, being generous in the way that you serve. We're going to talk about taking a meal to somebody that could use the help in the time, whether it's the joy of a new baby entering the world, or it's something hard like surgery, or the loss of a loved one, or just an overwhelming time. I remembered a few years ago, our family went through something that just was incredibly overwhelming. And it was, I had some family that brought some meals to us, and I didn't even realize that I needed meals because I had the time, and I had the physical ability, but my mental capacity was like zilch. And it helped so much during that time to just have those meals in the freezer and not have to make a choice or think about what I was going to fix for dinner. So even somebody that's going through something that's overwhelming, that isn't even really something that most people would think about taking a meal for, I highly recommend watching your friends and your loved ones for those times as well, because I promise you it means the world and it can help so much. Anyway, let's talk about some ways that you can pull this off. Taking a meal, there's so many different ideas. First of all, one way to really do this well is to talk to them. Talk to the person, ask for allergies, ask for preferences or things that they don't like, things that they do like. How many people are going to be there? Because like funeral especially, there might be more people. So just taking that into account as well. What days of the week would work best for them? What time of day would they like a nice, hot, fresh meal delivered? So talking to them and getting those ideas, first of all, are important. Things that work well, 9x13 pans. Anything that you would normally bake in the oven in a 9x13 pan, casseroles, meatballs, things like that, or can go into that pan easily and be served from that, like sloppy joes or something. Those types of things that work well because you want to use disposables. So foil pans are fabulous for taking meals to other people. So any meatloaf in the loaf pans, quick breads as a side come in those pans. Think of things that you would put into those foil pans, pies for dessert, those types of things. Think about things that go in those foil pans, can be baked in those, or can be put into there after they're cooked and served well from that. Those are going to make fabulous things because you know that you have something disposable for them to throw away when they're done and not try to get it back to you, because that is just an extra thing that they don't need on their plate when they're going through something like this, is remembering whose stuff they have, whose stuff they need to get back to them, and trying to get it back to them. So try to send everything in disposable things so that they can just throw it away. your breads and your desserts, add some sides in. Even a salad would work. If you buy one of the bagged chopped salads or mixed salad kits and a bottle of dressing or something simple like that. Again, they may have to put that in a bowl to serve it. Maybe they'll just open the bag and dump it on everybody's plates, whatever that may be. But add a side or two, some fresh fruit or vegetables, and then a dessert. Like I said, pie works good, but when it comes to dessert, you can easily make something and put it into another throwaway container. Brownies and cookies are always a hit, right? So those types of things. Consider adding a little something for breakfast one of the days. Maybe just some muffins or some French toast that can just go in the toaster and be warmed up, or some cinnamon rolls, or breakfast burritos are great for making ahead and reheating. So think about adding a little something extra that they can use for breakfast or snacks as well, because we all know that when there's people and you're not feeling like cooking, snacks can be hard as well. So snack time is a great thing to think about sending something extra for as well. Okay, so we talked about using disposables for the food so that they don't have to worry about getting those pans back to you, those crock pots, any of that stuff, but also sending extra disposables with paper plates, napkins, plastic forks and spoons, knives, plastic cups, all those things, a roll of paper towels. If you don't want to do napkins, sending some of those so they also don't have to worry about dishes. That's an extra blessing on top of the meal, not having to do the dishes for at least that meal. That's easy to send extras for because they come in packs. So you could easily send them a pack so they have 2 or 3 meals that they don't have to do dishes for. What an incredible blessing. If you are a mom that has been in one of those situations, if you're just in charge of the dishes, you know what I'm talking about. It is a blessing to not have to do dishes for a couple of meals. So send some of those disposables along too if you are able. This is a fantastic way to just up that blessing even more. Another way to up it a little bit more is when you're making something, make one fresh that you're taking them hot, but make an extra one for the freezer. So a lot of casseroles and stuff work great for this, where you assemble it and then you put it in the freezer before you bake it. And wrapping it in foil and plastic wrap and labeling it with thaw this for this long and then bake it at this temperature for this long makes an absolutely fabulous up on just bringing that blessing up even more to serve a second meal for them down the road when they have a day when they don't have to. You know, there are times where it's 2 months later and you're just like, oh. And by then people have stopped bringing meals and stuff. But hey, there might be another one in the freezer. So that is an incredible blessing for the future when they need it. So consider doing that as well. Another idea to go with that, adding extra, if you're not sure on their freezer space, because not everybody has a ton of freezer space, bag meals. I actually have one made up. This has a label on it because I used these as Purim gifts recently. But taking bag meals. So this one happens to be a taco rice skillet. And I have a list of a few here. You can Google bag meals or meals in a bag and find some great ideas. And it's all shelf-stable things, so it can just go in a pretty gift bag like that or a plain brown one and be labeled with the recipe and what's in the bag and then how to cook that recipe. And it makes super fast meals because it's all shelf-stable, so you know that there's no brownie in a hamburger or anything like that. So the taco rice skillet here has a packet of rice, a can of black beans and corn and diced tomatoes and tacos, and then a packet of taco seasoning and a can of chicken. And all they have to do to assemble this meal is drain the corn, combine all those ingredients in a skillet, add a cup of water, and heat it until the rice is tender. And then serve it with tortilla chips or tortilla wraps. And I had put tortilla wraps in with mine as well when I delivered those. So that is another idea. If you're not sure on what they have for freezer space, make them that hot, fresh one to take. Or if it's just not in your capacity to make a hot, fresh meal to take to them, or you live too far away from them to get something there easily hot, a bag meal is another idea. That is a fabulous idea. There's several ideas out there on the internet of different ones you can do. And so you can take them a few of those if you wanted to. They're so easy for you to assemble as well. And they're so easy to deliver because they're shelf stable and you're not having to worry about cold, hot, anything like that. Okay, so that's kind of my tips on how to take a meal to them, how to serve somebody so well during a time like that, and making it even more of a blessing than just that one meal. That in itself, though, if you just do that, that's huge. One meal is a huge blessing, I promise. So don't take this as guilt, as you got to do more than that. I'm just giving you ideas on how you can make it even more than that if you have the capacity to do so. But just taking them a meal in that difficult time is huge, 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 huge. So know that. One way that you can bless them on a larger scale is to organize several meals to be taken to them. This may sound like a task, but the internet has made this so easy. So some people call this a meal train, but it's just getting several people together to all take meals at different times to help bless this family for a certain amount of time. So I have a couple websites that I've personally seen or used that I can recommend. There's probably a ton more. So the one that I personally have organized a meal train on before, it's been years ago, please know that, but takethemameal.com. Takethemameal.com. This one, and then one that I have seen others build on that I have been invited to the meal train for, is just mealtrain.com. Mealtrain.com. Both of these websites allow you to build out a schedule, put in the dates of, we want to start on this day and end on this day, but we don't need meals on these 2 days each week because there's going to be leftovers, or the family's going to be on, they have appointments, things like that. They allow you to customize those and be able to put in what dates you want. And then you put in like where it's going to be delivered to, you put in preferences of, like we talked about, asking for those allergies and things that they like or dislike. How many people are going to be fed? What day, and like I said on before, the schedule, the days, but what time works best for them to have this delivered. All those things can be put in there. And then you just simply send this invite out. It's not public to everybody, so not everybody's going to know their business, but you send out the link, the invite to that specific organized meal train, and then people can just sign up for which day they want. And so you don't have to spend all your time on the phone calling people, can you take them something? What are you going to take them? So that we don't double up a whole bunch of things. You can send out this invite and still have time to get it done and be such a huge, huge, huge blessing to that family that is needing that right then, that will absolutely appreciate the support and love in that way. So organizing several meals from several different people, I'm not telling you to take a whole ton of meals to them, asking others to serve as well, because a lot of people do want to, and doing it in this organized fashion helps make sure that they're not receiving a couple meals on one day or things like that. It just helps get the word out that everybody can choose when they're doing it. And I think both of those sites, I'm pretty sure, when they sign up, they have the option of putting in what they're going to take as well. I don't think it's required that they do, in case they don't know yet, but they have the option of that so that other people can see, okay, they're getting this meal, I should choose something that gives them a little bit of variety. So it offers that as well, which is great. Definitely one of those upgrades from the days when I had to do it all by paper and call people and ask, hey, can you do one of these days? And not knowing what everybody was bringing, that's just one of those benefits of doing it online on the internet, right? definitely technology has its benefits, and I believe this is one of them for sure. I hope that this is helpful in a way for you to just love on others and serve with such generous hearts to somebody that you care about and that you know is in need of support and love, compassion and kindness. Put on the heart of compassion and kindness and serve those that you love. And food is a fabulous way to serve. I hope that this has been helpful to you. Don't forget to grab that PDF if you want to serve in other ways, if you want to be generous with items. Grab that PDF in the description of best donation items to give, and just start getting that in your brain on things to watch for. Maybe you just watch for some of those things to go on sale, and when something goes on sale, you grab something, so that every once in a while you're just grabbing a little here and a little there to help serve those ministries as they serve people in need. Have an absolutely fabulous day. We will see you next time. Bye.